Welcome to our first problem of the day. If you want a little extra practice or you want to test out your skills to see how well you're doing in math, you can watch this video and see if you can solve the problem along with me. I'm going to read this problem to you, and then if you would like to solve it on your own, go ahead and pause the video before I give the explanation for how to solve it. So using a number line below, which fraction is best represented by A? Is it 1/2, 4/5, 7/8, or 8/9? So go ahead and pause the video if you'd like to solve on your own. If not, we're going to go ahead and take the first step, which is going to be figuring out how much A is. I'm going to go ahead and open my web paint here. And our numerator in a fraction is going to be how many jumps to get to that A. So we are doing 1 jump, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and finally 8 gets us to A. So 8 is going to be our numerator. Our denominator is how many jumps in all, how many jumps to get from 0 to 1, or whatever your whole numbers are on either side. So I was at 8 here, and I'm going to just keep counting up. 9, and finally I got to 10. Once you get to that next whole number, that 10, that becomes your denominator. So my fraction A is 8/10. I don't see 8/10 anywhere on my list. So that tells me that these have been simplified, that 8/10 has been simplified somehow. So if I'm having trouble with simplification, which most of the time I just need to divide by 2 or make 8 and 10 in half, but I can always make these into decimals to see which matches. Remember, to make things into decimals, I'm going to divide. So I'm going to do 8 divided by 10. Go ahead and pause the video and try that on your own in your own calculator and see what you get. I'm going to go ahead and solve it on mine. 8 divided by 10 gives me 8/10, which makes sense because that's how I would read this fraction, right? 8/10. Okay, so I'm looking for one of these fractions to match 8/10. In order to do that, I need to figure out what these are as decimals as well. So I'm going to start with 1/2. I'm going to do 1 divided by 2 equals. Go ahead and solve that for a moment on your calculator. Pause here before I solve it if you want to try it on your own. I do 1 divided by 2. And I got 0.5. I look at the two decimals. Does 0.5 equal 0.8? No, it doesn't. So I'm going to go ahead and cross out A. I know it is not A. Next, I'm going to try 4/5. I want to make it into a decimal by dividing 4 divided by 5. Pause the video right now and try on your own in your calculator. See what you get. See if it matches our 8/10. 4 divided by 5. Look, it equals 8/10. So that means that 4/5 is equal to 8/10. So B is our correct answer. And if you were one that had already simplified the problem, you probably already saw that. You recognize that if I take half of 8, I get 4. And if I take half of 10, I get 5, which would give me 4/5. If I were to check 7/8 and 8/9, I would not get 8/10. That's another way that I would know that it's incorrect. I would get 0.875, which is not equivalent to 8/10, right? Or 875 thousandths. And then for 8/9, I would get 8 repeating, which again is not equivalent to 8. 8/10. Okay? That's your problem of the day. Next time you see a problem like this, try it on your own and see if you can use the same skills and strategies that we just looked at together.